Hello students, I welcome you all to this video lecture on procedure and incidence of tax, that is of GST. We are discussing the third chapter in this video, and as a part of revision we will be going through some of the questions that have been asked in the previous year examinations. In this video we will be discussing a question on time of supply. So let's go through that. Illustration 3. The question is given in page number 114. Gangadhar has to send the goods for delivery from New Delhi to Mumbai. Gangadhar sends the goods to Ajay on 29th August 2019. Determine the time of supply in different scenarios of the following. They have given various scenarios for each of the batch of goods that are being sent. So we have to come up with the time of supply. If you remember the topics that we discussed in the class, while considering the time of supply, we have to take 4 criteria into account. That is, date of removal of goods, it is already given. Date of payment, it is also given. Date of issue of invoice, that is already also given. Date on which receipts were shown in the books of account, that is also given. So now all the 4 are mentioned here. What should we do? Among these 4, the earliest date should be taken into account. So let us first go through the question and then come up with a solution for the question. So the first case, date of removal 29th August, date of issue of invoice 29th August, last date for issue of tax invoice 29th August. When 2 separate columns are given for issue of invoice and last date, we have to compare the dates, and the earliest date will be date of issue of invoice. Though they have given 2 columns, we will consider only one date among it, that is the earliest. For example, here 29th August, same date, so no problem. 2nd September, 29th August. So even though the invoice was issued on 2nd September, we will consider it to be as 29th August, because this was the last day that was available to issue the invoice. But the SSC has failed to do that. So we will consider 29th August as date of issue of invoice. Again, same dates are given, so no problem. 4th September and 29th August. Again, the SSC has not issued invoice before the last date. So the last date itself will be considered as date of issue of invoice. 30th August, 5th September. This is a interesting case here. See, he had time till 5th September, but he has issued the invoice early. What is required for us? For us, the earliest date is important. So though he had time till 5th September, he has issued on 30th August. So date of issue of invoice will be taken as 30th August. Date on which payment is entered in books of accounts. So 31st August, and then date on which payment is credited to bank account, 1st September. Usually this date will be early. Why? Because first you will collect that check, first you will receive that amount, only then you will credit that to the bank account in normal cases, right? So usually it is later, at a later date. So that's why we will take this particular date. This will have more importance to us. 1st September. So the next question, 29th August, removal of goods. 2nd of September, issue of invoice. 29th August, last date. So 29th August will be considered. 31st August, the amount is credited or entered in the books of accounts. Amount credited in the bank account, 1st September. The third batch of goods were sent on or removed on 29th August. Invoice is also issued on 29th August. last date for issuing invoice was also 29th August. You have received a payment before removal of goods here. 28th August itself you have received the payment. The credit of that amount has happened in the bank's of account on 30th August. Fourth case, goods were removed on 29th August. Issue of invoice happened on 4th of September, whereas the last date was 29th August. So we will consider this as date of issue of invoice. 27th August you have received the payment. You have entered that into your books of accounts and it was credited in bank account on 30th September. 29th August goods have been removed, the fifth batch. 30th August you have issued the invoice. You had time till 5th of September, but you have issued on 30th August itself. So this itself will be the date of issue of invoice. 6th September you have entered the transaction in the books of accounts. So we will consider these four criteria and then come up with the time of supply. So if you can see the solution for the first case, 29th August will be the date of issue of invoice. That is, we will take that as the time of supply. Why? Because the earliest of the given four. So in three cases, 29th August is the same date. Only in case of payment received, which is entered in the books of account, is 31st August. So we will take the first 29th August date as the time of supply. For the second case, we are comparing 29th August. Here 2nd September does not come into account because last date for issue of invoice was 29th August. So we will take that itself. 29th August, 29th August, 31st August. So obviously 29th August will be the time of supply. 28th August in the third case. Why? Because though in three cases we have 29th August, that is removal of goods, issue of invoice, last date. So we will get two dates here, 29th August, 29th August. What has happened? You have entered the amount received in your books of accounts on 28th August itself. So earliest of these three is 28th August. So time of supply will be 28th August. In the next case, if you see 29th, though they have given 4th September, we will consider the date of issue of invoice as 29th August. Date on which payment is entered in books of accounts, 27th August. So the earliest is 27th August. So in the fourth case, 27th August will be time of supply. And the last one, 29th, 30th, 5th September will not be considered because 30th is there, 6th September. So which is the earliest of these three? 29th August. So 29th August will be the time of supply. Thank you.